Alright, so for my Kozaky burn deck, I completely forgot to do a deck profile on this, and this deck is actually a lot of fun. So anyways, we have 1 Time Lord, triple Malevolent Mech Goku N, double Mist Archifiend, triple Giant Kozaky, triple Armageddon Knight, 1 Morphine Jar, 1 Amoeba, 1 Shin Spy, triple Mystic Box, triple Creature Swap, 1 Day at Peace, triple Shallow Grave, triple Swords, 1 Magical Stone, triple Pot of Duality, double Vengeful Spirit, triple Threatening Roar, 1 Ceasefire, and double Give and Take. And the extra deck is just a holder place, there's nothing really to it. And the side deck are just cards I was trying out, it's not an actual side deck. So what this deck revolves around is, like, the main combo is getting out Malevolent Mech, equipping it with Vengeful Servant, and giving it to your opponent through either Mystic Box or Creature Swap. Because he gets destroyed during the end phase, and he'll get destroyed on your opponent's side. He'll take damage equal to this guy's attack, which is 2400. And then when you switch it to him with Vengeful Servant, he'll take another 2400. So, well, actually, he just takes those two. That's it, really. He can steal one of their monsters or destroy one of theirs. So, Creature Swap and Mystic Box are pretty nice for that. So they take, what is that, 24 plus 24 is 4800 damage. In 1 turn, that's pretty nice. You can do the same thing with Mist Archifiend, so they only take 1000 damage when he gets destroyed. But you still do 2400 when it switches to him, so you don't really want to use Mist Archifiend for that. Giant Kozaky kind of works the same way. The thing is, you have to have him like face down, that's why you have Shallow Grave in here. So you pretty much use Shallow Grave, give your opponent a card, because it special summons one from their grave too. And then you just switch it with Creature Swap or either Mystic Box. And they pretty much have to play with Giant Kozaky face down, because if they flip it up, they'll take 2500 points of damage. And you can flip it up yourself with Swords or Ceasefire. And I think those are the only 2 ways. Or you can just attack it, because when you attack it, it gets flipped up and it gets destroyed by his own effect before the damage phase. So, one of those 3 ways. Ceasefire is also a really nice way, because it also does effect damage and flips it up. He'll get destroyed immediately by his own effect. Plus, Swords is nice for stalling out, because you do really need to stall out with this deck. That's why Threatening Roar is in here. Give and Take is also another good way to do it. You basically just give them Giant Kozaky straight from your grave to their side of the field, and it's basically like doing 2500 points of direct damage to them. So Give and Take is awesome in this deck, but it does take a little bit of setup. That's why Armageddon Knight's in here, to drop Giant Kozaky in the grave. I'm pretty sure that's exclusively why Armageddon Knight's in here, is to drop Giant Kozaky in the grave. Because his deck can burn your opponent down with 3 or 4 cards. Magical Stone Evacuation's pretty nice, because you can just ditch some of the cards you don't need, like extra Armageddon Knights or extra Mystic Boxes, Threatening Roar, stuff like that, to grab back some of the good ones, like another Vengeful Spirit, or one of your Creature Swaps or Mystic Box. I don't know, I only put this one here on my first draft just to test it out, because I didn't really know what to put in it yet, and it worked out really nice. Amoeba, it's not really as good, because Vengeful Servant is actually really nice in this deck, but it still fulfills the purpose of giving your opponent a card and making them take a lot of damage, because they still take 2000 points of damage. It's just they get to keep it, it doesn't destroy himself like Mecha or Mist Archifiend or Giant Kozaky, but it still fits in pretty nice. And Time Lord is a nice way. It's a really good stall card for burn decks, because they pretty much can't attack it, it can't be destroyed. The only way to get rid of it is with like like banishing it or sending it back to my hand. And it does burn damage if they do attack it. So this card's just a really nice one in a stall burnout deck. And this deck, it is partly stalled, but you do win really fast, or you lose really fast. So it's a really fun burn deck.